There is some reported backstage chaos at AEW shows. I'm going to explain it all in detail. Also, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae news, and of course, we got to talk about Miro. Everybody keeps asking about Miro. Where is Miro? Guys, we mentioned this before about Miro working on a television show. He was also reportedly injured at one point from, that's why he took time away from AEW. Hey, look, essentially this is the case. CBS dropped a new trailer today, East New York. It's a new television series coming to CBS, and Miro is one of the bad guys. His name is Nikolai Dushkin, and he's going to be one of the bad guys in the show. He's one of the villains. And honestly, if you watch the trailer, I'll put the link in the description. It depends what type of shows you enjoy watching. If you watch anything more than wrestling, if you're into like Law and Order, NCIS, any of these criminal shows, these police shows, fire shows, Chicago PD, like there's a wide range of them on all of these networks between CBS, ABC, NBC, and whatnot. The idea of Miro being on here, I think, is good for business. It's good for AEW. And I don't know what this means long term, but I do want to point out Miro in this trailer. He's only shown for a couple seconds, but just by looking at this screen grab, just by looking at this trailer, maybe there is some potential for Miro outside of wrestling. And Miro wasn't one of those guys I originally thought should go Hollywood, but dude, there's a lot of great shows. And, Miro, I don't know what he would be like as like a baby face in some of these shows, but he's a good bad guy, and I imagine he's actually going to be pretty damn solid on the show. So I'm excited about it. Anytime a wrestler decides to go into acting, I support it 1,000%. I think more wrestlers need to do things like this. I also think it's really good for the pro wrestling company that their wrestlers are in shows like this. Just cross promotion, things like that. There's red carpet events. You never know. Maybe they win awards. Whatever it may be, they have the opportunity to represent their wrestling company and their background. So Miro on this show should be really interesting to see. Trailer looks good. I love NCIS. I love Law and Order. I watch Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, this, that, all these other shows. So I'll be watching this. East New York on CBS should be very interesting. All right, guys, let's talk about Johnny Gargano. And of course, we got to talk about this, guys. Tommaso Ciampa had dropped this photo on Instagram, and yes, he is teasing a couple of jokers, Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano hanging out. This is the caption from NXT Ciampa, so that is his official Instagram page. Hanging out at Epcot with a couple of jokers. Ha, ha, ha. Very funny, Tommaso Ciampa. Very funny. Now, the reason why this is funny is because, yes, the jokers are being revealed tonight, May 18, 2022. So what is happening? Is Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae going to AEW? I honestly don't think so. As time goes on, every day that goes on, I genuinely don't believe they're headed to AEW. But I have a genuine question for you. Why do you want them in AEW? Why do you want them in AEW? Because nobody seems to answer this question. And I want people to leave WWE and go to AEW and become massive stars in AEW. That's what I want. When I see a WWE wrestler go to AEW, I don't want them doing the same shit. Because quite honestly, all it is at that point is a different television channel. So what I want to know is why people want Johnny Gargano in AEW when we know it's crowded. When right now we know as it stands, Johnny Gargano is not going to go and main event All Out with CM Punk for the World Championship. Now, on the contrary to that, my response is that I don't really care where Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae go because I am fans of their work. So if it just means that I could see them on TV, whether it's Impact, WWE, or AEW, I'm totally cool with it. But I see a lot of people are saying, oh, well, they're misutilized in WWE. I don't know if they're going to get utilized that much better in AEW, and that's my point. However, I'm very intrigued by this. We'll see what happens. I have no idea what to expect here. If Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae show up, it is going to be very, very interesting. I did mention at one point I can see Johnny Gargano being part of ROH, which there would be a little bit of intrigue there. But we don't know what this ROH brand is going to be like. It's too soon to speculate on Johnny Gargano and ROH and fantasy booking it because we just don't really have an idea of what ROH is going to be. So my point is, I don't want Johnny Gargano just showing up for a good-ass match and that's it. I really don't. I want more from Johnny Gargano. He was awesome in WWE. I don't care what anybody says. He was awesome in WWE. He was awesome before WWE. And truth be told, if he never goes back to WWE, he'll always be awesome. But I want to see Johnny Gargano do something differently in another company that he didn't do in WWE. That is essentially all I am asking for. Now, with that being said, I want to talk to you guys about this report that came out because, man, oh man, this is absolutely insane. Guys, we are talking about the backstage atmosphere in AEW being reportedly very chaotic. All right, so this actually came from Voices of Wrestling. If you follow anything on social media, everybody knows Voices of Wrestling has dropped some very interesting stories that were entirely accurate as well. They gave some insight as to what they have heard regarding the atmosphere backstage in AEW. Quote and quote, quote, quote. This is the quote. In other AEW news, on the heels of multiple Fightful reports regarding MJF's displeasure with his current contract situation, a source from the AEW locker room tells us that MJF is hardly the only talent feeling some level of discontent, describing the backstage atmosphere as chaotic with a lack of structure, with common complaints ranging from not knowing angles or finishes until close to showtime, and things like redundant finishes and angles to set up matches being very frustrating. Every single one of us is pulling our hair out, according to one source. While not on the same level of WWE issues like Monday Night Raw, often being rewritten day of or even on the fly as the show is airing, we are told that AEW is not all sunshine and rainbows on game day as much as some may perceive it to be. Now, before some person out here tries to leave a comment who probably didn't even make it to this part of the video, it happens all the damn time. Guys, it happens at WWE. It happens in television, live television. Things change. Things are on the fly. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. Mind you, Tony Khan has only been doing this for 3 years. Yes, we need to see some form of improvement. But no, AEW is not going to be all unicorns and rainbows. They are going to have issues backstage. They are going to have disgruntled people. They are going to have chaos at times. What the hell are you thinking? It's a wrestling TV show 52 times a year, right? Weekly. There's 52 weeks in a year, and every week they're putting out live content. There's going to be troubles. There's going to be issues. They're not going to be perfect. Just like I say this damn same thing about WWE. They're not going to be perfect. It's going to be an issue at times. Now, the real question is, can they fix the problem, or will they not fix the problem? And I can't imagine somebody pouring millions and millions of dollars into their own business and be like, I don't want to fix the problem. Tony Khan knows that he very well has more work to do when it comes to AEW. And the good thing is Tony Khan's going to get better. Just like anybody else who is putting money into their business. So no, this is not an issue for me. Yes, I'm not really, surprised because you should expect this type of stuff within the wrestling world. Not everything is all freaking flowers and dandelions and stuff. It's not perfect. But at the end of the day, do I agree to some of this? Yeah, I do. I think redundant finishes and some of the angles, yeah, I think it's a little redundant. I think there is a little bit of a disconnect. But guess what? That doesn't mean they suck. That just means they have some things to improve on. And by the way, if you're one of those people who think AEW or WWE are perfect the way they are, they will probably never value your opinion because there is no such thing as perfection. So tell them what they want to hear. They're not going to be able to fix anything. Give them some insight, give them some feedback, voice your opinions on how they can improve, and hopefully they listen. And I would say Tony Khan is much better at listening to his fans because he's done it before. So with that being said, I'll let you guys decide what you think. I wouldn't read too much into it. I think this is normal, but what do you guys think? Let me know.